Hi, welcome to We Are Cosmic Nature, the podcast. My name is Kelsey, and I'm going to talk to you today about the full moon in Capricorn we have coming up on July 3rd. So we are into Cancer season, and the moon is in the opposite sign of Capricorn. And I kind of find these signs to be so opposite. I mean, that is what happens at a full moon. The sun and the moon are in opposite signs, and all signs have opposite energies. I don't know, there's something about Capricorn and Cancer. It's like Cancer is the builder, the leader, the achiever, and then, sorry, did I say Cancer? I meant Capricorn. And then Cancer is the nurturing, kind, more feminine energy. The archetype is very like maternal and paternal, like masculine femme, fatherly and motherly figure. I mean, based on like our current sort of societal norms and just the nature. Most archetypes in nature in terms of the mother and the father, except I think other than like seahorses or something, have this like, that father figure is like working and going out and doing things, and there's just this drive, and then the mother figure is the one that's like back at the nest taking care of things. So that's really the energy of like Capricorn and Cancer. Some of it anyways, they have so much more to offer than that quick analogy. But anyway, so we have the sun in Cancer at this full moon. So full moon is a culmination, and we're really at that halfway point of the year. Like we just had the solstice, and now we're at this full moon energy mid-year, full moon in Capricorn, and we start the season. We start the year, the calendar year in Capricorn season. So let's reflect on the first 6 months. Like, what sort of intentions did you set? Maybe you didn't set any. Maybe you're just like, I like to just sort of go with life and see what happens. That's beautiful too. We don't really have to set, any particular goal and intention if you don't want to. There's no right way to do things. However, there is something to I mean, just being a creator on earth. It's like we visualize and then we move towards that thing and we continue to expand and grow. But there are also some people who are definitely just meant to flow more. Also, as I'm talking about this, I'm wondering if that's a bit of the teaching of this full moon, because the sun will be in Cancer conjunct Mercury in a water sign, and water really is about flow. And you could say Pisces is much more go with the flow energy, but the archetype of water is fluid, right? So I think there was a reminder to remain fluid. And the ruler of Cancer is the moon, and the moon is in the opposite sign of Capricorn. So I think part of the message of this full moon is, yes, let's reflect on, for sure, the last 6 months, but considering not just what could I have done more of or what could I have done differently in terms of do, but also how can I be more? And did I leave room for flow? Did I leave room for that feminine fluidity? So I think that there's this balancing out energy that maybe this full moon is asking us for. And with the sun conjunct Mercury, just literally clarity, like getting clear and sort of looking at things that way in a little bit of an analytical sense. Like, was there a lot that I needed to do, should have done, all that stuff? Like, yeah, I mean, we can think about that, but what is if you're just going to get to answers that like beat yourself up, then is it worth it? Maybe also just reflecting, how did I embrace that fluidity? And do I need more structure for the next half of the year, or do I need more fluidity? So I think it's just like that masculine, feminine, like, where am I imbalanced and where have I been imbalanced? Do I need more balance going forward? Is what I'm picking up. Okay. Now let me just pull up the chart here. This full moon is happening at 11 degrees So look to 11 degrees of Cancer and Capricorn, and that is the house that it's in, that's the area of life that will be most impacted. But again, you can always consider everywhere else in your chart. What natal planets do you have in those signs? Where are they right now? There's so many layers. You can always look to my free astrology guide that is linked below, or book a reading with me, a one-to-one soul session. And the other planets to think about are, okay, so we still have Black Moon, Lilith, Venus, and Mars pretty much conjunct in Leo. And I spoke about this for the new moon in Gemini. Like, there's some passion, there's some desire, there's motivation, there's fire, there's this really like creative energy that's coming up. And if you're like, okay, no, you said that last time, I don't have anything that is creative or fiery in my life, consider what other planets that you have in Leo in your natal chart. Like, for example, I have Chiron in Leo. So accessing that Leo energy of fire and confidence has been difficult thus far. I'm trying to embrace it and like roll with it. So, a lot of people, if you're, gosh, I don't know, born for sure in the 90s, maybe in the 80s a little bit, you might have Chiron in Leo too. But yeah, thinking about the other planets. The other thing is like Black Moon Lilith can be kind of a difficult energy to work with. So if you're not feeling it, tapping into why you're hiding, or where that energy is hidden within you, and why isn't creative energy accessible. And also just trusting the fact that sometimes it's just not your cycle right now. Like, we're not all working with this energy the exact same. So I really like to take that into consideration when I do, these sort of energy reports. It's like, sometimes it doesn't always land for everyone because, we're all navigating our own energy differently. So it's like almost giving a general weather report for the entire globe. But like, okay, we got to consider the amount of different geographies and places that are on the world. Like, it's not gonna be sunny everywhere. Like, so it's kind of similar, but there could be definitely a lot of people that are feeling some sort of either block or really good flow in terms of creative fire or passion energy. But I like to look at the chart to use it as a guide, because it's something for me to consider. If I'm like, okay, I'm not feeling that energy right now, I just love to self-reflect and be like, okay, but maybe why? And I look at my chart. I'm like, what's going on in my chart right now? And then, like, if nothing's lining up, I'm like, okay, I'll just leave it. Maybe it's not for me right now. Like, not every piece of information is for you right now, right? So, this party going on in Leo is squaring Uranus, and this looks like breakthroughs. Like, maybe some people are having these sort of breakthrough moments and like realizations and inspiration coming in. And I think we need to ground that out a little bit. Just really consider how you want to move forward before you move forward. It could also show impulsivity at this time. Full moon, there's heightened emotions. There's a lot of fire energy. So consider if there's any impulsivity right now that you're like, I just want to, whatever, burn this all and like da da da. It's like, okay, but just maybe we want to pause for a minute till the moon passes. Or don't, whatever, whatever works for you. But yeah, there's some sudden shift happening for sure. Yeah, so I think generally this moon, I would just take a pause maybe before, and just sort of reflect again on those masculine feminine qualities, and really trust your intuition, trust what is inspiring, what's flowing for you right now, consider what's not. And if you don't feel like checking in on this full moon, that's fine too. We have a lifetime of being with ourselves, so we don't have to clear all the energy up right this second. and maybe just the chill energy I'm sort of communicating in this full moon video. Maybe that's part of this energy. It's like, yes, and, like, yes, there's so much we can do and achieve and become, and things that are happening and moving and shifting in our lives, and, reassessments that I want to do, but also, Leo energy is about fun. So maybe we just need to have some fun, just be a little more, and, just take a break before we move forward. July, middle of the year, maybe just kind of celebrate a little bit before, um, yeah, we kind of navigate the second half of the year. So I hope that's helpful. Let me know. And yeah, you can always reach me on Instagram. Happy to connect, happy to chat, happy to hear how this full moon energy is for you. And we'll see you next time. Thank you.